Okay, the next question is...
But we're not done yet.
Yeah, we are done. Yeah, otherwise I'll need to add it forever.
Yeah, but we talk about them.
Micke!
Tell me the next question.
Baby,
and
you go.
I will support you.
How
It's gonna be hemp.
But
That's the
how
only...
do you...
I didn't knit, but I can show you what I made. This is basically knitting. Right?
Okay. Baby, I'm not gonna show this.
This is the mop bucket. Can you fix the camera so they can see?
It's pretty cold, actually. A little, like, gnomes.
Here I knitted, kind of.
What's your favorite garment that you've seen on me?
Let me tell you another thing
No,
that I made.
no! This is your favorite! Actually,
Wait.
he told me that.
Is this the one?
Yeah, it is. It's on this side.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Okay, shut up.
And that's hot. Who am I?
Hello and welcome to We Grow Wild. My name is Martina Elisabetta. I live in the center of Italy and me and my partner are trying to learn and experience the art of land reliancy. We are trying to make the things that we need, grow our own food. We share a lot about knitting, woodworking, foraging, cooking. Recently I've been sharing mostly about knitting because that's what y'all seems to like. And if you want to know other parts of our life or see other type of content, you can check this channel. I've shared a lot, but I also continuously share other parts of our life on Patreon, so you can head over there if you want to know more. I'm drinking a little bit of coffee this morning, cozying up in my knits, and this is gonna be a knit and chat type of video, very chilled, very relaxing. I'm working on this beautiful project. I don't know if this lighting is so good. I have the window straight in front of me. It's pretty cold, actually. I am knitting on this beautiful project. This is the Tulip Jumper by Melody Hoffman, and it's a cropped version, as you can see. And yesterday I finished this scalloped hemline, and it was the instructions. So this pattern is beautiful. It's quite simple, but I wouldn't say that it's for beginners because it's not really the explanations of some details in the pattern. It's not super understandable, I would say. I decided to click on the video that she linked for the hemline, and there I kind of understood how to knit this. But before that I was just following the written instructions, and I ripped the first scalloped section maybe 4 times. I couldn't understand anything. I was just trying to follow to the detail, but it wasn't really clear for me. So I decided to click on the link that was more clear. But yeah, I don't know, like, it's a quite beginner friendly pattern, I would say, because it's a simple raglan construction, top down construction, knitting in the round, mindless knit for a while. But then when it comes to the hemline, the scallop hemline, which I think is quite easy once you get the hang of it, it's not really clear. I might be wrong. You tell me if you knitted this pattern before. I did some modification. So I've done yarn overs instead of the recommended increases. So instead of doing, I don't know, make one left or right, whatever, I did yarn overs. And then on the second row or round, I knitted the yarn over as a normal stitch. So that's what created this nice little, I don't know if it's nice, but I like it. Something that is teaching me to be very gentle is this yarn that I'm using. This yarn is an unspun yarn called Nutiden, and it's from a company called Hörner och Är. It's a Swedish company, and they have little shop updates throughout the year, so you don't find consistently their products on their shop, but you will find them during a shop update. And the entire vibe, I would say, of this company is gentleness, slowness, and care. And this yarn pretty much teaches you that. It has so many layers and stages. When you knit on this, you go through different stages, I would say, at least for me. Stage 1 was, wow, this is so fluffy and cozy, it smells good, the color is beautiful. And then stage 2 was like, oh, it breaks quite easily. In fact, if you pull too hard, it just breaks apart. But then it's quite easy to put it back together. You just put the two hands together and rub them on your hand, and it's kind of back together. And yeah, so that was the first and the second stage. And then the third stage was, oh, I need to figure out the gauge because apparently it's completely off. And then ripping back projects and then trying to hold it single and then double, and then realizing you maybe should use a strand of silk mohair, but I didn't want to use a strand of silk mohair with it, so I decided to hold it double and kind of just readjust the way I knit with it. And I really pretty much just let go of control and let the yarn teach me how to knit with it. And it was quite of a beautiful experience, because it can be also quite frustrating because it breaks a lot, especially if you have a tight tension, or especially if you just, pull the skein or the yarn up. Sometimes you just find yourself without yarn because it broke, and so it can be frustrating, but it can also be like a very gentle and slow and beautiful, juicy process. And I'm trying to see it that way. And yeah, I think that is so interesting to let the material teach you how it wants to be used. It sounds weird, but that's exactly what happened. This is the colorway Vägen hem, which means the way home, and that's the main reason I bought it. I mean, I love this color, but it's a very simple color. Like, it's a kind of beigeish, light beige, grayish color. Now but it has so much depth to it, and I bought it also because of the name, which is weird, but I thought I really need to find my way home, and I'm very, very pleased with it. It's cropped. Yesterday I tried it on, and it's quite cropped. But I'm planning to use this paired with, a long sleeve shirt and maybe a dress. I am wearing a lot of dresses at the moment and high-waisted skirts, so it could be really nice to wear it on top of a skirt or a dress. So I'm knitting on the sleeve, on one of the sleeves, and then I have the second one, and then I'm done. I wanted to knit, you see now it just broke. It really needs me to be very gentle, and that's what my body needs as well. These days I've been feeling wrecked or ramped up. It's been hard. My back, my sciatica pain came back as usual when I feel stressed, and when I stress out and don't listen to the clues of my body, or when I'm in a transition stage of my life. And the other day I couldn't move, I couldn't walk, and that just took the whole pain to another level, because I always, when I have sciatica pain, it's very painful, but I kind of manage to do the things that I need to do, limping around, being a bit slower. But when you can't walk and you're completely handicapped, it just puts things into a different perspective, and that's very interesting for change, because it really asks you to change the way you treat yourself. And today and yesterday I felt a lot better. I can walk again, I can do my things, but I'm moving very slow, I'm being very extra gentle. And when I get overwhelmed, I get overwhelmed easily. It sounds like someone is burning out, but now it's really, for me, it all comes down to boundaries, to be able to say no to some things and to set boundaries, and I haven't done that so much the past weeks, and that's how my body is reacting to. So I'm very thankful for how my body is reacting. So I have asked over Instagram if anyone had a specific topic I should talk about. Let me check if other people replied, because I asked it yesterday, and some weeks ago I actually was asking to share some thoughts around stereotypes, knitting stereotypes, and I received beautiful shares. So let's start first with what I asked yesterday. Sorry, I'm just heading over Instagram. I should have prepared this. Okay, so I'm not gonna share the handles of people because I haven't asked that, so I'm gonna keep things anonymous. So the first one asked me favorite knitting needle. So I mentioned, I think, that before. I really like Addi knitting needles, especially the cabled knitting needles, not the interchangeable ones, but the attached ones. In fact, my favorite knitting needle that I have is a 4mm knitting needles, and it's from Addi, and it just is so nice because I think it is metal, but the cable is amazing. It's so soft but also sturdy. I don't know how to explain it. It's really beautiful. I have also a lot of Knit Pro knitting needles, the interchangeable ones, which are really nice. I received, actually, let me see if I have it here. I received a gift from a lovely Patreon. She just contacted me and she said, I want to send you some yarns that we have in the US and some knitting needles. And my goodness, she sent me an entire little package of knitting needles and interchangeable knitting needles with interchangeable cables. And actually I'm using one right now, and I think these are Knit Picks, and they are like wooden needles. Look how beautiful. And they are just wonderful. I usually use metal needles for animal-based fibers and wooden needles for plant-based fibers projects. But I have been using this wooden needle for this project with this Nutiden yarn, which is a animal-based fiber, and I just love them. And yeah, I feel very lucky that I received these knitting needles, because I don't have super many knitting needles. Yeah, I really like this one, Knit Picks. So I don't really know my favorite knitting needles. I would say Addy, because I really love the cable and I really like them. But these ones as well, Knit Picks, and these wooden ones are very nice. Now, I don't know how much they cost. I feel like, my goodness, so thankful that she gifted me these ones, because I really needed extra cables and extra needles, and now I'm using them and I love them. So I would definitely recommend these ones as well. But I also like Knit Pro knitting needles. I think they're a little cheaper and good. I don't know, I guess that's my answer. Knitting decor for making the winter months extra colorful, taking the colors from outside. That's really nice question or topic. So I really like to use natural materials that I find around me and bring nature inside the home. I think it's so fulfilling and it's so creative for me. Actually, it's something that my mom kind of taught me. She always had, during the different seasons, she always had the center of her table or dinner table, main room table, with decorated with, I don't know, a bouquet of flowers and fruits of that specific season that she would just find around her and or in her on her balcony, and just she would create like a composition. And I always liked that. When I start to live alone, I would do that as well, and at my place or in my room if I was sharing the house with someone. Yeah, I like to go outside. That's kind of my way to decor my home. I don't really need so much home decor things. I knit mostly garments and things that I would put on myself or gift. I made some pot handles with crochet, I guess, and also knitted. So that could be also something. I am not really good home decor knitter, but yeah, what I would do is just go outside and find little twigs or fruits, nuts, flowers, depending on the season, and just create little compositions. Very simple things, like use maybe a nice beautiful bottle and put like a little twig inside and put it on a shelf. Things like that. Really experiment with the outdoor and bring the outdoor indoor. I think that's what I really like to do, because I think that there is so much outside that we can use and decor our home with. So that's what I would do. There is an amazing creator. Her name is Nina, She has a podcast as well. She's a knitwear designer as well. And her podcast name is A Crafter's Tale. And she creates beautiful things. Not only garments, like everything her hands touch just become beautiful. Just dive into her videos because she has so many beautiful projects. She has her style is my favorite style, I would say. And she creates little things for her home and for her children. And yeah, I just love her style. And yeah, so that's my suggestion. I went to a Waldorf school, and in Waldorf school, for those who don't know, there are a lot of like creative crafting laboratories and workshops, and we would create, depending on the different seasons, we would create different things to bring home and to decorate our home. And I remember for the winter months, we made little angels or little gnomes and angels, little different things with wool. We would just use carded wool, and we would just create different figures and put different colors on them, different clothes, and then we will just attach little strings and then hang those beautiful little figures on the windows of our houses or anywhere. Yes. Oh, we would knit also Christmas tree balls to attach to the Christmas tree. And I don't remember how we did it, but we were children, so it was super easy. Probably you can find things online. It's super easy, and you can use any beautiful bright color to bring some color in your home. And I think that's a beautiful project to do with children as well, because they will learn a craft, knitting or crocheting, and they will see also the results of their making on the Christmas tree, for example. Okay, the next question is, or topic is, everything about the puppies. So I decided to call in my family.
We're here.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the puppies.
So, we found them. Martina was already like, I want puppies for a long time, crying. I already told this once, I think, but...
To the patrons.
And then...
You want to go down? Say goodbye. I love you.
And I was like, no puppies yet. I was still open for puppies. But I felt very stressed because we were always out and about, and there's no way to take care of puppies when you're out and about. And we had
dealing with a lot of different things.
And like stuff like that. And then we wanted to go to the north of Italy to check it out.
Yeah, but you don't have to tell
but now
the entire story.
And then when we're like checking the north and realizing that we don't need the north, we can just stay here, we can stay home, we can cozy up, and we can make roots a little bit and like stop worrying about like moving around. And then the desires became too strong in Martina. It was like...
No, but it wasn't...
Any dog that you saw
but
was a potential, like stealing the dog was potentially there. We visited friends, there was like a wolfish dog. And you're like, will you give it to me? And they were like, yeah, we'll give it to you. And then Martina was like...
So what happened is that I was dog sitting a friend's dog a Sunday, and she tells me, do you know that there are puppies that need to find a home as soon as possible, and they would be available to be taken home the 3rd of November. And so I said, let's go, Micke, let's just go and check them. We don't need to take them home because they will be available the 3rd of November. So we can just go and check and see how it feels.
Yeah, just go.
No, but
just go. There were no emotional
there will, but like, let me finish.
Go on.
Of course, I was like, let's hope he loves them so we can take them home the 3rd of November. The family that has all of these dogs live close by, like 5 minutes by car. And so we went there, and the lady, there were 9 puppies. 9. In this room.
Yeah.
And the lady was also having some health issues, and she was like, I need people to adopt them right now. I can't wait until the 3rd of November. And it was like the first week of October, second week, something like that. And we were like, but we're not prepared, like, to take them now. And she said, please take them, and all of that. And we couldn't decide. Yeah, so basically we're like, oh my God, we're gonna take one home, like, right now, let's wait. And then there was like our friend there as well, and she was like, yeah, take it. And then Micke, you said, because we were like, which one do we take? Do we take her? And you said, we take 2.
I might have said that.
And that opened the door, for me being like, what? And you said, yeah, 2 will keep company to one another. And in the end, we already will have one. So
and
we might as well take 2.
They are my first animals, and I would like to know 2. That's kind of how I felt. Like, if you have one, maybe you have a bad day at the lottery. And you have a pain in the ass dog, and you think it's your fault because you don't know other dogs. It's your first dog. You're like, what am I doing wrong? But if you
That's
have
the way
2
he thought
dogs,
about all of this
then
situation.
you can compare and be like, Mojo is clever. It's your fault that you're not developing properly.
But they are almost 2 months old, so it's not about fault or developing properly. They have... We took 2. We took Mojo, the little boy, and Mita.
Yeah, we took them both.
We took them both, and we were like just like mesmerized, but we were feeling very calm. Everyone was like, you took 2? You crazy? These are gonna become 2 huge polar bears. And we were like, we know.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a lot of people are kind of upset with us still.
Yeah,
it's
in
like,
the village.
We told you not to take
In the village
dogs.
around here, because people know that we're here temporarily and in this house at least, and we are looking for a home, and everyone was saying like, just wait until you find your place, a land, and then you will find, and then you will have the time and space to have 2 dogs. And it's a very logical and rational and reasonable comment, but ultimately it's up to us to decide what we want to do. And when we got them here in the village, people were like, I don't like it. And so people have that attitude, and that's a little upsetting for me.
Especially when there are like
whatever.
20 cats roaming wild in the village.
In this village, there are a lot of animals. People around here, because we are younger, we're the basically youngest people in this village. There are a lot of older people, which is also really amazing. But at the same time, people think that we are very foolish and stupid, and probably we are quite wild, but at the same time we know what we're doing. Like, we know that it's a huge responsibility to have 2 dogs, and to need to move soon and all of that. But that's something that is on us, so thank you very much. Close your mouth. And but yeah, that's everything about the puppies. I think I need to go to the next question, otherwise this will...
But we're not done yet.
Yeah, we are done. Like,
we
otherwise otherwise I'll need to add it forever. And
yeah, but
you staying here.
Yeah.
But
Tell me the next question.
No, we are not staying here.
Tell me the next question.
Baby,
and
you go.
I will support you. I will
You want to knit?
reply to the questions
Okay,
for you.
okay. Shut up.
Tell me the question.
Okay, so what are your favorite movies or TV shows?
Ooh. Then I will say.
No, but it's my favorite movies, not yours. Baby, you think about yours and I think about mine.
Alright.
Okay, so the I don't know. It's like opening a Pandora pot.
I mean,
like
I'm just gonna
so
say
many.
Game
I've
of
no idea.
Thrones, like epic, big adventures. I like all the like Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, animated
Studio
things.
Ghibli, to Studio Ghibli movies.
And then I like, I don't know, Inglourious Bastards.
Quentin Tarantino's movie.
Yeah, I like
That's
when
really
people
cool.
are doing fighting martial arts in cool way. I like Jackie Chan. I love Jackie Chan. Like when I was young, there is a movie called
It
Who
became
Am
his
I?
question that he's taking over.
Who am I? And Jackie Chan, like he loses his memory and he runs up on the mountain like, who am I? Best movie ever. He just fights all movie basically, even with the wooden shoes. So good. Then.
Basta, now I reply a part of it. Otherwise,
yeah, you can go. You can go.
Okay,
I'm
so
still
I when back in the days, like maybe 10 years ago, or even less, I would say less. When people would ask me, what's your favorite movie? I would say Chocolat with Johnny Depp, you know, that beautiful movie. It has such a beautiful scenery and it's so indulgent. I don't know if it's still my favorite movie. I really like an Italian movie called, that you reminded me, Pane Tulipani, Bread and Tulips. By the way, tulips. This is the tulip jumper by Melody.
That's so nice.
Yeah, Pane Tulipani is an amazing movie. I really like it. And then I also like The Tiger and the Snow with Roberto Benigni. It's another Italian movie. And then I love Wes Anderson's movies. Not all of them, and I just like the scenography, the scenery, the costumes, the aesthetic of his movies. I mean, the Budapest Hotel.
That one I liked.
Amazing.
It also.
Then, that's with movies. I mean, of course.
What
then
about criminal movies?
I love detective series and detective movies. Not all of them, of course, but like Sherlock Holmes, love it. I love Elementary. My God. But I also love The Money Heist, La Casa del Papel. Amazing series. In the beginning, I wasn't hooked. I was like, this is a little low quality Spanish series. The first, scenes. But then the second, the third, and so forth episodes, I love the way they act, the story, the message, everything. Amazing. And
let me think. One series that I'm watching now is Big Timber. I don't know why I love it, but it's like to see how they cut Big Timber, and it's pretty bad. Like
it's really
the way
sad.
they do it, because they just mow down an entire area of trees, and it's all about the money and the economy, and nothing goes slow. Everything is like big and strong, and I think he has like 10, 15 boats, 20 different types of digging, huge tanky machines, plus the whole mill. Everything breaks down, and you start to realize like technology can be so burdensome, like to keep up all of those things.
I love your
And they
analysis
cost
on this.
so much. Like, he always knows, like, if I don't get all of this wood, I'm bankrupt in 1 month because of the expenses of the operation of this mill, basically. And that's the kind of stressful life.
It's kind of like a vicious circle.
Yeah, it's
because
like with farming in general. Like, they're like, oh, I want to grow potatoes. Oh, then you need this machine for like $1 million just to even get started. And to get it, you have to take a loan. And then every month you have to like farm at least 500 hectares or whatever of land with corn just to make ends meet. And then when it doesn't work anymore because the pesticides destroy the soil that you grow, then you're in big trouble. And
it's a vicious circle.
yeah, and they're doing it basically with the wood up there as well. But they're badass people. I mean,
I love your analysis on this. I thought you were just watching some trash.
I mean, I like to watch trash.
I know, me too.
Things that I'm like wildly opposed. Then I'm just like harassing what I'm watching, and I feel really like superior. No, I don't know. No,
You're scumming.
I still I like to watch things that I don't like as well.
That's really good to see different perspectives. And
Yeah, and to just be shocked about humanity.
I was thinking another series that I really liked was Lupin, the most recent Lupin French series, I think. He is French.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved
Yeah.
it. And watch it if you want to watch a very kind of like...
It's like Money Heist, kind of.
yes, kind of like...
Heistings.
Yeah, I guess. And then there was another one. Yeah, a TV show, Alone. We watch it, both of us.
We watched a lot, almost all of it.
Alone.
Survival. I love
it's a
those.
survival. It's a
Challenges.
reality show, and it's actually not staged. Of course, it's edited in a way that is really like dramatic sometimes, but it's actually a real show, like not staged.
Yeah.
So there are survival experts that are being dropped in the middle of nowhere in different places in the world. For example, the first, season are on Vancouver Island, for example. And these people have to, alone, they have to survive in the wilderness with very few tools and just,
10 items.
10 items
that they can choose.
and then they have to face very harsh weather and the wildlife, like animals, bears and cougars and wolves, and it's so interesting because you can learn a lot. Like you can learn different survival tips, like how to forage that specific berry, or how to fish, even if we don't fish, but you learn different things, how to build shelters and so it's really, really nice. It's I would recommend that 100%.
Yeah, it's just so difficult. It's really an insane challenge to be alone basically when winter's coming in Alaska for 100 days or something like that.
Yeah, so that's a long answer. Thank you very much. We go on to the next one. What's your favorite yarn you've ever knit with, and your favorite thing you've made? Oh my goodness!
Easy.
How
it's gonna be hemp.
But
that's the
how
only.
do you...
I didn't knit, but I can show you what I made. This is the mop bucket. Can you fix the camera so they can see? And here I knitted, kind of.
You waved. You fixed the mop bucket with a hemp thread. That's what he did. But anyhow...
So good.
So this question it's hard for me to answer because I think that different fibers and different yarns are and have different properties. And you're back.
Hemp is the best. That's my decision.
No, not always. Not for with knitting. Knitting
Yeah.
with hemp, it's pretty hard. It's an amazing. It's an amazing fiber, and I love to knit with it. But it needs to be combined with another fiber that is a lot softer on your hands and on your clothes. But it's definitely an amazing fiber. There is actually a yarn that I really like. I think it's a fingering way yarn. Yes. And it's from Borgo de Pazzi, which is an Italian brand, and it's called Zelda, that specific yarn. And I think it's something like 60% wool and 40% hemp. Super sturdy, but really nice. So I really like that one. I love Nutiden. It's my first time knitting on it, so I don't know if it's my favorite yarn, but as I mentioned before, the gentleness and it's such a beautiful and gentle process to knit with it that I really like it. And then I love the cones that Ali from the Ali in Sweatpants podcast sent me. They are from Silk City Fibers and they are 100% bamboo. I've knitted beautiful garments with them. This shawl that I finished is knitted with one strand of silk mohair, one strand of that Silk City Fiber bamboo cone, and another yarn. I've knitted so many things with those yarns, and I love the softness, the drape. Yeah, how drapey and luscious and luxurious that yarn is. It feels really like very silky, and I love it. I knitted a ranunculus with that yarn that Ali sent me, and I've been wearing it so much. So I don't know if that's my favorite garment, but I really like that yarn. My favorite garment, I think it's... What is my favorite garment that I've knitted so far?
What about this one?
I mean, I really like this one, but I don't know if I love the fit. I think it's my Felix cardigan.
What about your first?
The Tresta also.
The Ripple Bralette, the first Ripple
But
Bralette.
the Ripple Bralette, I've knitted so many and I love them, but I don't know if they're my favorite. Like, they're my favorite because I use them every day as undergarments. But in terms of look and fit, I think the Felix cardigan.
Could it be?
I think so. Or my ranunculus. I don't know, it's quite difficult because depends on the season, on the use, on the fit, on the yarn. There are so many layers on this, so it's hard. What's your favorite garment that I've knitted? Also for you, maybe.
This one.
This is your favorite. Actually,
Wait.
he told me that.
Is this the one?
Yeah, it is. It's on this side.
Yeah, it looks nice.
He really likes
It
the
looks
shawl.
like Indian, like that you're from the Oriental land. And that's hot. Because that's exotic. You know that when there's something you don't understand, you're like, what is that? Then it becomes interesting, right?
That's so boring way of seeing things.
Right.
But sure. I mean, if that's what you like.
But I don't know, it feels
But
Oriental.
this shawl, I finished it maybe some weeks ago, and it has such a beautiful drape, and so yeah, it looks really beautiful.
It does. It does.
So I would say that's also beautiful.
But did you know that hemp is stronger than steel? Hemp fiber. That small thread that we have is so amazing. Like it's like a normal thread, like small thread.
But you
and
can't
you can't
break it.
I can't, like, no matter how I try, and then I'm like, this is good.
But can you feel this feeling? Feel it. Feel this project. And look at this yarn.
Yeah.
Look at this yarn.
This is the yarn that breaks instantly.
This is the yarn. Look.
Horrendous. We can't take that.
You cannot say horrendous. It depends on the project that you want or what you want to create. In the end, this creates such a beautiful fabric. It really depends. You can't really like be selective. Hemp is not. You can't create like a soft, silky.
I know, but you can mix it.
Yeah, you can mix it, but it doesn't need to.
It can never be wrong to have a little bit of hemp. No. I mean, you're right. That's for sure. You're completely right. That's completely sure that you are right in this case.
I mean...
But I like hemp.
Now my camera is dying because we've been talking for 49 minutes.
Yeah.
And I have other 40 minutes. So I have to wrap up this. And I thank you so much. And thank you, Micke, for being here and...
Thank you.
Sharing your wisdom and craziness and prankiness.
Yeah. We're gonna build our house with hemp or restore it.
Thank you so very much.
Hemp all the way.
We will catch up soon. I hope you enjoyed this knit and chat and discussions and this topic. You are a granny. It's the most common thought and answer and the most common prejudice or stereotype. What do you think about someone being a knitter?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Thank you for involving me. No, but the first thing that came to mind, which is very strange, but it was a bit passive aggressive. Because it's like... like, it can go so fast. It's like there's a lot of focus and energy. And if I'm like, oh, what do you want to eat? And it's like, I'm counting the stitches. Like, it's so tense. Like you don't know what is going on. It's like, but in those, there is a whole world of like focus, and I think that you can release a lot of frustration into the garment.
Maybe that's true.